Images na important part of any website wey you dey build. I go tell you now say you no fit enter any website without seeing images. You no dey possible because images na apart from communicating messages to our viewers, e dey also help them enjoy browsing our website. If you go website and the only thing wey dey there na just text, nobody go wan come back. So to learn HTML and web development, you need to know how to use images. Today now, I will show you how to add images to your website. First thing wey you go need to do na say you go download any image wey you wan use. Then you go add am inside specific folders for your project. For inside this our project now, I go create an image folder and I go add these two images wey we go use. You fit get your image from internet for places like Pexels, Pixabay, Unsplash, and Canva. Of course, if you slap your picture by yourself, you fit also use that one too. Then another thing wey you guys do na say you guys dey mindful of the size. So if your image too big, e go make your website load slower. And you no want make your website load slower because nobody go wan visit your website if e dey take 100 years to load. You fit resize your image before you add them to your project. You fit also use CSS, change the size. So we go talk about all these ones when we do CSS. Now, under this H2 and paragraph for my first section, I go add img tag. This img tag na the image tag. Na wetin we take dey add image for HTML be that. And you notice say this image, you no get opening and closing tag like the ones wey we dey use before. E get just one tag. Na why we dey call am self-closing tag. This forward slash wey we put for here, you no dey necessary thanks to HTML5, which is the latest version of HTML. But if you use am, no wahala. If you no use am, no wahala. Now, after you add your ing tag, the next thing wey you go do na say you go add the right attributes. One of the attributes wey you go add na the name of the image. Na how the computer go take know say na the specific image wey you wan add for this ing tag be that. So you will use the relative path of the name of your folder and your image. So for this one now, I go write the name of our folder / the name of our image.png. Another attribute we go look at na alt attribute. This alt attribute na wetin we dey use give more information about our image. No be for our readers necessarily, na for screen readers and the browser itself to understand wetin dey our website. So if I use this img, I don't put the source and the alt. If we load them for our browser and for some reason the image no load, e go display the alt so that people go know wetin suppose dey there. E go also communicate to SEO crawlers, that is the application where Google they use to rank your website for search engine. You go use am tell them the kind image wey dey your page so that your image go fit show up for Google search. So now, make I could change the file name of this image just to make sure say e no go work. You go see say once I change them now and I reload my website, e no go show the image, but it go still show this alt attribute. Another attribute too I want make we use na title. This title now, I go change them to I am learning programming. Now, if you hover over your image, now this title go come out. Then another attribute too if you add by the width and the height attribute. I tell you say you feel later change this width and height with CSS, but it's good to add wetin dey there already so that before you even change them, or if for some reason your CSS no dey work immediately, the computer go still know the width and the height of your image. You fit check the width and the height of your image for your VS Code, and you fit also check them for your File Explorer if you just click the details and the properties of your image. For this second section now, I will add our second image. Again, I will add the SRC, which is the relative path to tell the program where your image dey. Then I will add the alt. Then I will add the title and the width and height One more attribute where I want teach you na the loading attribute. These loading attributes get two properties. The first one na eager and the second one na lazy. So if you just write your loading attributes without adding any property, or if you use default, you no add any loading, that means say you go use the eager, because na the eager be the default behavior of the project of HTML. But if you want change am from eager to lazy, then you go lose these loading attributes and set them to lazy. Now, make I explain to you the main difference between eager and lazy. Eager loading means say once the viewers enter your website and the browser they load your HTML file, you go load all the images immediately. Meanwhile, for lazy, it means say any image will load the part of the website where the readers they view immediately. So let's say if they open your website, the first page where they go view before scrolling down, now only one image stay there. Now just that image, now the browser go load. Now until they scroll down to the part where the other images they before it load those images. Now lazy loading with this. And where it is important to use this lazy loading, I say you go help your website speed up. You go help and they faster to load. Cause images they chop size. The size of your HTML file alone fill past small kilobyte. But if you they add images like 1 megabyte, 2 megabyte images, you go they add that to load. So if you use plenty images and the browser they load everything at the same time, you go take time to load your entire website. And you know, see people know they patient nowadays. If they see say your website they take time to load, they could just come out. Now why it good to use lazy loading? So that if not just 1 or 2 images they the first part, now him it go quick load chap. They will don't they leave your website, they go on till they reach the part, then it go load that one too. So now we go set our loading attribute to lazy. We go increase the speed of our website. Now, the next thing we will go do now, saying we go move to the figure element. This figure element now for adding caption to our images. So what we go do now, saying we go put this img tag inside the figure element. Then under we go come write our fig caption. That is the caption of our image. You will write this caption on top of your img tag or under, but this is what I go put them under. So wetin this one go do now, say it go give our readers more context to understand wetin our image they about. Mind you, this fake caption they different from the alt and they different from the title. You fit use the same things describe all of them, or you fit use different things like your choice. So make sure say anytime when you add image, if you add your image and your src, which is the relative part, the source of that image, e go work but no be the good practice with that. For SEO and to show your employers and your clients where you go to build websites for saying you be professional, you need to check to make sure say all these right attributes stay there, including alt, height, width, loading, title, and so on.